contrast to yesterday, I'm camped in a lay-by tonight. I really felt like I wanted to go to the coast. So I've had a run round to a place called Trevor and somewhere else that I can't remember the name of, so I'll pop it up here. But I found that as I was driving away from the mountains, I was feeling quite sad. So I had a look, and whilst the places were very picturesque, photographically they weren't actually doing anything for me. I don't know, maybe it was the blue sky with no clouds, maybe it was the middle of the day, but there was something just not floating my boat. So I've headed back out into the mountains, well, kind of into the mountains, and I'm at Capel Curig, which is, I don't know, 1.5 miles down there. And there's a quite sheltered little lay-by. You're not completely hidden from the road, but you're relatively hidden from the road. Now, sunset is 9:30. It's forecast to be breezy tonight, and it is. There's ripples on the lake, but if I've been down and had a quick look, I'm just going to have some tea. As you see, I've brewed up. I've done my exotic tea for tonight, pasta carbonara. Tonight it's about getting a feel for tomorrow morning to see what I can do, where the light's coming, etc. I think I'm going to sleep in my car. But this weather is just sublime. It's been, I think the highest I've seen is 24.5 degrees today. And I'm sat here, it's nearly 7 o'clock. I've just got a t-shirt and my lightweight trousers on. There's a nice cool breeze, but it's not cold. And the sun, I have actually caught the sun a little bit today. Forgot the suntan lotion. Know exactly where it is. So I'm going to have my tea, and I'll catch up with you when I show you around Lake up there, because there's no vowels at all in that name. And I want to say Mymbyr, but I'm sure that's not right. So, catch up with you in a while, guys. Well, we're heading towards sunset. In terms of colour in the sky, we're not going to get anything. You can see behind me, it's devoid of cloud. We might get that lovely banding that you sometimes get of the pastel colours. The sun is actually setting over there, as you can see, the burnt out bits in the sky. And that, I believe, is Snowdon. And that's the horseshoe. See, I'm learning. I'll turn you back around. I'm beginning to regret coming out here. The place is heaving with midges. This little area, there is, as you can see, not a breath of wind. Midges are driving me insane, and I have put smidge on. So anyway, I'm waffling, I'm also getting eaten alive. This is Lynne. I said I was going to come for a recce round. To me, there is no point in taking any photographs this afternoon. The light is really harsh. There's a breeze on the water, which is no major problem because the whole of the shoreline is scattered with little rocks for your foreground. So you're going to get some movement. But the light is so harsh, there's no clouds in the sky. So even record shots really, to me, isn't worth it at this point in time. I've just come down to check out the boathouses, which you may have seen as I gave you a look round earlier on. They've got scaffolding on. But hey ho, this is one of the locations that I've chosen for tomorrow morning. And I'm not going to say anything about the weather. There are, if the weather conditions are right, there's 2 or 3 different compositions along here. So as I say, there's no point in doing photography. This is literally a scouting session. I'm going to need to use the 70-200 tomorrow. I think the 17-55 might just be too wide, but I'll see what conditions present themselves. We have got gorgeous mountains all the way around. So if the water is still, reflections won't be an issue. If there's mist, don't really need reflections. And I was going to try and get droney up, although I appreciate this is National Trust land and you shouldn't do it on National Trust land. But there are too many people about. It's so peaceful. There's a couple of families on the far banks with young kids. There's a group of what I'm guessing might be Duke of Edinburgh type children up in the corner. So it's really not appropriate to fly it. You may have seen the slightly dodgy drone footage earlier. This morning was only my second flight. And it's a huge learning curve. For me, it's going to take some time. But yeah, as a location, this is pretty damn fine. There's another couple of boathouses down on the far end of the shore, which I believe is the north end, but you can't actually get to them as far as I'm aware. It's closed access down there, private land, whereas this whole area is open access, so you can wander where you like. Good morning. Now, photography is about light and composition. And I think in equal measures it's also about being in the right place at the right time. And the right time this morning being about 4:10, and I'm at Lake Lynne. Yesterday I managed to get everything completely wrong. I couldn't get the location right. When I've started doing landscape photography, for sunsets and sunrises, I was always told, look behind you. Because if the sun's setting that way, then the likelihood is you're going to get lots of colour up here, which obviously only applies if there's cloud. So I went to 2 locations, yesterday morning for sunrise and yesterday evening for sunset. And I found the compositions I wanted. And everything else just went to pot. Being in the right place at the right time has got a lot to do with local knowledge, and it's got a lot to do with research. And I did as much research as I could, and everything I checked said to me that yesterday morning the light was going to come on those hills, the water was going to be still. It really didn't kind of work. Last night I knew that I had to get reasonably high up to get any colour. You're down in the valleys, it's dark. So I went up to the vantage point, looking down the valley, where theoretically it should have lit up. It lit up to the right. Oh dear. Now this morning, conditions aren't quite the same as yesterday. It was hot yesterday, I think it reached 23, 24 degrees, and it was cooler last night, but I think it only dropped down to about 13 degrees. So we haven't got the mist here that we had yesterday morning. I think you can see across here there is a little bit of low-lying mist, but nothing in terms of what we had yesterday. But we've got reflections. I'm not going to say it too loud in case them upstairs hear it and pick the wind up. So I've got a multitude of compositions to choose from. I'm stood at the edge of the water. It's not the simplest of things to filter for, because you've got a hill here, And you've got a hill here. And they're slightly higher. So I've ended up using a 0.3 soft grad. And there you go, just a hint of colour. And yes, I'm aware it's dark and you can't see me, which is count your blessings. Once we've got the colour out of the way, then I shall wander over to that banking over there, pop the 70-200 on, and try and shoot the boathouses, because the light should be coming in and lighting up that side of the lake. So, where are we at? Yeah, nothing sparkling yet. I'm hoping there's going to be more colour than that. We've got 5 seconds, f13, ISO 100. I'm on the 17-55 at about 35 mil. Well, it's kicking off. It's really, really hard to show you just how vibrant it is. But yeah, it's lighting up tremendously. Oh, unfortunately, the pesky winds decided to pick up again as well. It went windy, or not windy, breezy, then it went flat calm. There's a saying that as the sun comes up, it brings the wind with it. And that's actually being very true. But the colour is wonderful. I'm getting a long enough exposure time. Let me just have a quick look. Half a second, that it was smoothing the water out. But there's light, colour coming up all around. Now the sun's coming up over there. Everything is telling me that's east. I'm fairly certain the sun rises in the east. So theoretically, that lot should be lighting up. That's served me well over the last 7-8 years. It's not working today. But that is just wonderful. Now because I've got ripples, I'm using foreground interest as well, or something just to anchor the image a little bit. I don't want to do a long exposure. I don't think the colour's going to stay around long enough to last for a long exposure. So I've moved from, it was just over here, I've now come out to here. I've got this array of stones. But yeah, that was worth hauling my butt out of bed for this morning. And it was really comfortable and warm last night.